Hello everyone, my name is Song, at least that's what they call me on the forums, and today I'm going to talk to you briefly about range, what it is and what it isn't. Now range is a stat that's found on every gun in Destiny, and it's changed quite a bit actually. In year 1, range was the joke stat of the game because all it did is it affected the damage fall off. Now it covers damage fall off, accuracy, and aim assist. I'm going to talk about all three briefly. First, damage fall off. The easiest way to imagine damage fall off is, let's say this is 10 yards away from my target, and this is the maximum range of my weapon. Perhaps I should say the maximum effective range of my weapon, which means when I pull the trigger, all 3 rounds are going to land at full damage. If I move back 1 yard, it's going to do, say, 90% damage. Move back 2 yards, 80% damage. Move back 3 yards, 70% damage. That's damage fall off at work, and it works differently on every single gun type in Destiny. This is particularly brutal on hand cannons and shotguns. Shotguns were changed multiple times so that shotguns go from full damage to no damage whatsoever in a couple of yards, and that's an intentional change. Hand cannons lose a lot of distance very quickly. Instead of their drop off being a nice line or a gradual curve, it is a very steep curve going down. That's damage fall off in a nutshell. Usually spoken alongside damage fall off is what's called aim assist. Now, there are some what are they called? Optic mods. Thank you. Sorry about that. That change aim assist. Whenever you see an optic modification that says target acquisition, that just means bonus aim assist. Some sniper rifle scopes also have bonus aim assist. The ambush scope on a sniper has less aim assist than the other scopes. Now, what aim assist is, simply said, is broken down in 2 parts. The first part is present on everything. Now, it's called sticky aim. I'm going to sweep my reticle over the target horizontally at a slow pace. See how it slows down as it goes over the target? This is a function of aim assist. Aim assist is present in all shooters, and what it does is, as your reticle moves over the target, it's slowly pulled in towards that target, making it easier to land shots on them. And that's what aim assist does on all weapons. It's different, however, on primary weapons, because on primary weapons, what aim assist also increases the hitbox for a weapon. Now, let's say that the hitbox for a normal hand cannon is these 4 squares. If I land a shot anywhere in these 4 squares, it's going to be a hit. With increased aim assist from perks like Hidden Hand or certain optic mods, I might get another set of squares. So instead of being 4 squares, it's going to be 6 squares. So landing a shot anywhere within these 6 squares is going to count as a headshot. Now, again, that's only prevalent on primary weapons.
What is that?
Another perk that does this is Send It. Send It increases range and accuracy, but also increases the hitbox. Accuracy is something totally different, but still included within the range stat. Accuracy, simply said, is best imagined as a cone of fire that comes out of the barrel of the weapon. Imagine a funnel that's on the barrel of my weapon right now. I'm using a sniper rifle. It's a speed funnel. It's very narrow. When I pull the trigger, where my crosshairs are is where the bullet's going to aim or land every time. With, however, a weapon like a heavy machine gun, it landed low. Let's try that again. it landed low and left. That's because a heavy machine gun is a very inaccurate weapon. The cone of fire is pretty wide. Now, your accuracy stat has two functions. It's got an initial function and it's got a final function. Best seen inside where you can see the reticles better. I'm going to keep on firing with my hand cannon. Look at what my reticle does. See how it gets bigger and then gets smaller again? That's because the accuracy of the weapon gets bigger as fire is sustained. There are perks that modify accuracy. The one that is best displays this is called persistence. It makes the weapon more accurate as it's fired. Watch what the reticle does. It's kind of hard to see, but the reticle gets bigger and then it gets smaller. The reticle getting smaller as I continue to fire the weapon means that the weapon is getting more accurate. That's the persistence perk kicking in. There are other perks that modify accuracy, such as Hot Swap or Eye of the Storm. These don't give a visual display or visual indicator that they're increasing your accuracy, however. The last thing I want to talk about is pulse rifles. Now, in the 1.0 patch in for year 1, stability made your pulses tighter. Nowadays, it doesn't happen. It's range. Range affects the tightness of a pulse on a pulse rifle because it increases the accuracy, or rather the effective accuracy of the weapon. So I pull the trigger. I'm going to have a tighter pulse than I would if I had lower range but higher stability. Stability is just going to make my reticle kick up higher while the pulse stays nice and tight because of the good range stat that I've got on this thing. The very last thing I want to talk about is effective range. Now, when I talked about damage fall off, that was true for the damage fall off, but it's also true about aim assist, and it's also true for pretty much everything. Now, let's say that I aim down sights, I pull the trigger, I'm within my effective range. All 3 pulses are going to hit. But if I back up to where I would be doing 70% of my normal damage, I pull the trigger, even if the bullets are supposed to land on the target's hitbox, they might miss because of a function of the accuracy stat. The game might consider the weapon to be, or the weapon to be out of range, so it's going to add a modifier or a check to see whether or not my shot lands. Perhaps this is best displayed with a hand cannon. If I line up my shot perfectly with a hand cannon, I'm going to have to drive over there. I'm going to line up my shot perfectly with a hand cannon over the target's head from a very long distance. In year 1, this shot would land, absolutely no problems. However, in year 2, it might not. So, I'm perfectly aligned with the target's head, and hit. Let's try this again. Perfectly aligned with target's head. Miss. 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 Those last 3 shots were perfectly aligned with the target's head, but they all missed. That's because this weapon is out of range. Its funnel, if you will, got too big at the base end, and so my bullets could have landed pretty much anywhere in this kind of a range, or this kind of a circle. It's hard to do a circle with this. Okay, you get the point. This is the reason why weapons such as Hawkmoon are so notorious for having magic bullets that miss the enemy. The Hawkmoon does not have the range to effectively work at distances such as this, which is what you'll commonly find in the Crucible. That about does it for me, Guardians on range. If you have any questions, leave a comment in either here or in the Discord chat. And until then, eyes up, Guardian.